Tom, can you lead us in the pledge?
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moment of silence for the men and women in the armed forces, our first responders, our veterans, those fighting the good fight in Ukraine, those suffering from the military conflict in the Middle East, and in memory of Pat McGuire and Sue Young. May their memories be eternal. Thank you. And we have the creed.
Yep. The America's Creed by William Tyler Page. I believe in the United States of America, as a government of the people, by the people, for the people, whose just powers are derived from the consent of the governed, a democracy and a republic, a sovereign nation with many sovereign states, a perfect union, one and inseparable, established upon those principles of freedom, equality, justice, and humanity, for which American patriots sacrificed their lives and fortunes. I therefore believe it is my duty to my country to love it, to support its Constitution, to obey its laws, to respect its flag, and to defend it against all enemies.
Thank you. Sal?
I don't have anybody with my,
Okay.
Good evening once again. For the record, my name is Lee Kerman. I'm here now as the Secretary of the Board of Corporation for Economic Development. We held our annual Best of the Best Awards this past week, and I just wanted everyone here to have a copy of the program that celebrates what makes New Milford, say it everyone, the best town in the USA. No, I didn't. Consent.
All right. Anyone else? That's it? Okay. Next, Katie?
Okay. Item 4, I'd like to move to approve item 4A, consent agenda, prior minutes, and 4B, tax collector.
Second.
Any discussion? Alex?
Yes, please. We have an omission of item number 7. It was the Youth Agency Advisory Board report. It was a wonderful report, and I just think it was a clerical error. I've spoken with Stephanie, so we want to make sure that that gets in the minutes.
Absolutely.
Good catch.
Thank you. Mayor?
You were not here at the last meeting.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't indicate that. Katie Francis was there.
What?
You did it from afar, it's okay.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
We'll make note of that. Any other? All's in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Any opposition? Any abstentions? Thank you, everyone. Katie?
Let's move on to 4C. This would be my motion to approve the New Milford Police Department's request for permission to accept a donation of $380 from the New Milford Rotary Club, and that will be used for community outreach and their Shop with a Cop event. Do you want me to break these up, or you want all three at once?
All three. Do
All three, okay. Then C, sub 2, would also move to approve that the police department be allowed to accept a donation of $1,049.50 in support of their canines, and that comes from the Hometown Foundation. And C, sub 3, approve the request to accept a donation of $150 in support of their canines from All American Waste.
Second.
Any discussion? All's in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Thank you, everyone.
Item 4D, I'd like to move to allow the Parks and Recreation to accept a donation of $1,450 from Alice and Robert Druckreier. The donation, sorry if that's not spelled right, the donation will be used to purchase and plant a tree and plaque on the town green in memory of Timothy H. Sullivan, Jr. The donation will be placed in an account approved by the Director of Finance. The New Milford Park and Rec Commission would like to thank Alice and Robert for their generosity. The New Milford Police Department would like to thank the Rotary, the Hometown Foundation, and All American Waste for their generosity.
Second.
Second. We have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you.
And finally, item 4E, I'd like to move that we approve the CERT, that they accept a grant of $2,500 from the Eversource Energy Foundation. The funds would be used to further their community outreach programs and or be used to upgrade any equipment they need to aid them in sheltering or rehab or reunification activities.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just
All-
a quick question. How did they, what did they have to do to get the grant? Did the Eversource come to them? Did they go to Eversource? Do we know anything about it?
I believe Eversource went to them. CERT, really assists our first responders, especially when we have
Right.
down trees and
Yeah.
wires, and
Oh, so they know each other well then?
they know each
Got it.
other. Yeah.
Okay. Thank,
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you.
Item 5, I'd like to move that we approve the appointment of our temporary B City 2 committee. This is a temporary committee. The term is from September 23rd of 2024 to March 22 of 2025. And the members are Nicholas Booter, Timothy Clark, Ann Stone, Susan Metcalf, Susan Patricia Von Holt, Mike Boucher, and Patty Catalanoto.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions?
Mayor's comments.
Okay, thank you, Katie. First is, would like to congratulate the Milford High School Band Director, David Sizdak, Milford High School Band and Parents Organization, the volunteers, the band itself, and the color guard. Another great home show. The superintendent was there as well. We were given the privilege of passing out awards, so it was great to see that at the home show, so congratulations. Congratulations to the Milford High School varsity football team, their 27-20 win over Barlow. Great game. So now they have their first home game Friday. I hope everyone can attend. Should be a great game. I want to congratulate the Milford Greenway Cricket as they won against the Brass Cricket Club, which is out of Waterbury, so congratulations to them. I want to thank MVP SOS Board President Joseph Ferraro and the Board of Directors. They had their cocktail party fundraiser this past Saturday evening. And this, for those that don't know MVP SOS, they're the ones that, for those that don't have the financial ability to pay for sports or for the arts or for educational components, they're the ones that help subsidize those. And as of since 2004, they've raised over $400,000. They've funded 80+ organizations and assisted more than 2,000 kids, kindergarten through the 12th grade. So thank you to them for their continued help. I want to congratulate Dean Gray, Phyllis, and the entire board of the Marriott Center of Performing Arts as they unveiled new stage lighting and curtains this past Saturday. They received a Good to Great grant from the Connecticut Department of Economic and Community Development. And it's a beautiful work. If you haven't been to the Marriott Center, it's a great place to go, especially to see performances. You can seat about 100 people, great venue, right on the river too. It's great, so if you get a chance, please check out some of their shows. Want to thank Reverend Matella, Jackie Gardner, Annette Briarty, as was able to attend their St. Andrew's Episcopal Church fellowship, food, and fun barbecue that they had on Saturday. It's great to see those attendees, and thank you very much for that. Also, Touch a Truck happened this past Saturday, so thank you to Litchfield Crossings and all the sponsors. See all the great trucks. Our emergency personnel was there as well, plus our K9 unit was there. Also, the New Milford Police were doing child safety checks. So when he brought the car seat, they wanted to make sure that it was compliant. So a thank you and a big thank you to Kristen and Penn from Litchfield Crossings, who really are the hosts of the event. So thank you very much for that. Want to thank Kathy Schmelly and the Forget Me Nots, as on Friday, well, we did the Vietnam Recognition Day for those POW people that haven't come home. So want to thank those. It was Recognition Day, and again, that's where we all pause and remember the unrecovered POWs, missing Americans and their families. And Kathy's been a steadfast person for many, many years and has led that effort, so thank you. Also, thank you to Gary Goldrain, Meredith, and Kylie for this year's Rock the Blocks that were very, very well attended. Great shows that they put on. We've had people coming not only from New Milford, from all over to enjoy these shows, and want to thank them very much. The last one was the Mighty Plowboys that were playing here. So again, thank you very much for all their hard work. I know Superintendent Parlato's here. There were some questions concerning school safety and what has happened. I want to thank the superintendent, our New Milford Police Department, for really taking the lead when it comes to people that want to think about doing anything nefarious. One of the things that we, and I have mentioned to the public, that we all need to be mindful of, if you have a child that's in school, any grade, or a grandparent, not in school yet, but if you have them, the best thing that you can do is monitor their social media presence. There are new technologies, AI is one of them, where your child may be thinking they could be talking with a person of their same age or generation, and it could be something far more notorious, far more nefarious. So please, if you're watching tonight, one of the best things that you can do is make sure and monitor that child's social media output and make sure that it's in a safe manner for everyone. So thank you. Storm preparedness, we've been very fortunate. There has been storms that have hit, unfortunately, in the United States already. So we talked about the beginning, I believe, of July. This is going to be an active season. We continue with our preparedness and our training in case there are issues that do come before New Milford, whether they be storm related, whether they be power outage related. We continue to focus on that, and if indeed they do that, good segue, if you haven't done so already, opt in to notify New Milford. And you can go to the town website, www.newmilford.org. Bottom right hand side, there's the icon, click on there. And then that will opt you in to real time, whether it be a traffic alert, weather alert, what's going on with our crews. And also if there is happen to be weather incidences, power outages, you can get up to date real time numbers when it comes to that. Also, if you feel more comfortable or someone you know that you're recommending notify New Milford to come in, you feel more at ease at a different language. As soon as you opt in to the top right hand side, there's 13 different languages that you can do the drop down on. Pick one of those, and then that information will be sent to you to that language of your choice as well. Also, events that are going on in New Milford, got a lot of great things that are happening still. This Saturday, we've got Apple Fest coming on, so it's going to be a great time. The weather's supposed to be absolutely beautiful, so 70s and nice, so please, if you get a chance.
Are you baking a pie?
Before that, I'd probably get run out of town.
I don't know.
On September 25th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Methodist Church, they're doing a Korean barbecue dinner.
Really?
So a great chance to come down, get some good barbecue. On September 26th, 5:30 to 6 p.m. at Hill and Plain School is the Color Run fundraiser by the Hill and Plain PTO. So if you get a chance, please come down and support the Hill and Plain PTO. On the 26th, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., Candlelight Farms, the Chamber of Commerce business scene, featuring a pig roast, beer tasting. Great time to go to the chamber, network with fellow business people, and enjoy some great time. So thank you to Bob and the chamber. On the 27th, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Housatonic River Brewing is Way Behind the Sun. That's a country band, and they're putting on a lot of great performances down there. So if you get a chance to go see a great country show. And then September 27th at Gaylordsville, Parade Field, we're doing a showing of the movie Up. So that's going to be a great event. Bring a lawn chair, and thank you to Dawn Hugh, who's sponsoring this for us, this wonderful movie event. On the 28th, 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Pettibone is the Quaker Sale. The 28th, 9 a.m. to noon, Farmers Market. And as we said last time too, rated #1 Farmers Market by Connecticut Magazine. Awesome. September 28th, 7:30 p.m. at the Mariel Center is the production of Birds in Arts and Science and Song. We talked about it before, starting at 10 a.m. Saturday, Apple Fest. We do a lot of great things. And if you like to bake, they're having a actual bake-off with monetary prizes. So you can call Pat Hamburg at the office and learn a little bit more about it, or check the Facebook page. On October 5th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Pettibone is the hazardous waste drop-off event that we have every year from the HRRA. So if you have some paints, you can definitely drop things off that you wouldn't be able to drop off at Recycling Center. There's Bob over there. You can drop those off at the hazardous waste drop-off. Also on the 5th is the Farmers Market. Also on the 5th, 9 a.m. to noon at Garrick Farms, which is at 60 Boardman Road. We partnered with the wonderful people of Family and Children's Aid. They have a office here, but they have them in Danbury, Waterbury, throughout the area. We're doing a free baseball clinic for our youngsters with Major League Baseball alumni. So we're going to come in, give you some tips, sign some baseballs. So thank you to Kevin of Family and Children's Aid and the Major League Baseball alumni. Then on October 5th and 6th, Saturday starts at 11 till 8 p.m. and Sunday 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. right here in Youngs Field is Riverfest. So got a lot of great things still going on, and very excited about that. Moving on to some infrastructure, Mariel Bridge has continued their work. We're still looking to have that completed by the end of November. And yeah, so it's moving along. We've got some good weather, so it's been moving along very, very well. Gaylord Road, they just put on top coat today for about 3/4 of the road. They're still doing a little bit of drainage at the other quarter. Should have that all buttoned down and done. So we're getting a lot of things kind of winding down for road production, and then they'll shift over to the engineering of the roads that we're going to be doing in the spring and summer months of the next year. And then we also have some statistics when it comes to the Milford Police and our traffic statistics. So this past week, so far annually, from January 1 until September 21st, the police have pulled over 2,737 motorists. That's almost a little over double of what we did production last year. And we still see the need for, obviously, counteracting aggressive speeding and aggressive driving in town. Our car that we purchased out of surplus, the traffic car, should be almost completed, and then you'll see that out on the road probably within a month or so. So that's coming to fruition. Also, going back to some of the construction work that we're doing, bridges, Brookside Avenue, that's going to get done in the year 2025. We're awaiting the final Army Corps of Engineer permit. On Van Car Road, that's due in the year 2025. We're waiting for inland wetlands to vote on that next month. Then the construction bid will be sent out in September. Sand Road is supposed to be doing in 2025. Inland wetlands vote is next month, and then the construction bid will be in September. Wheaton Road is scheduled for the year 2026. 30% design work is done right now. Now moving over to Old Boardman Bridge. Right now we're waiting for the consultant is doing material testing, and then the DPW team is meeting with them on the 30th of this month, and I'll bring back more information to the council on that in our October meetings. And then Paper Mill Road Bridge, they're going to look to resurface and put a new membrane on that as well. Moving on to the school safety improvement projects that we're gonna be doing. That's gonna be at the high school, Faith Academy, also gonna be up at Canterbury, it's gonna be up at Northville and Scotticoke and Sarah Noble. Right now, the bid is going to be going out for bid. I believe it was bid out today. The bids are gonna be coming out. We should be getting bids back in a couple of weeks. Grove Street intersection study, KCS, which is the engineering and designing firm, is working on the full design. Their surveyor is gonna be out this week. Once I get more information on that, I will give that to the council. And then the traffic audit, DPW received the draft of the traffic audit on Friday. So they're gonna be reviewing it. Once it's reviewed and they put their comments in the draft, I'll be bringing this to the town council. It's either gonna be at the first meeting in October or second meeting, depending on the comments that they're gonna be putting in there, and then talking with Connecticut DOT.
Is that the Route 7?
Yep, sorry, Route 7 traffic audit. And that's what I got, Katie.
Mayor, one question. Back to the traffic stops by the PD.
Yes,
January 1st through the 21st.
of September,
Right, 2,737 stops. How
Yep.
many, what was the value of that in tickets?
193,527. And we're hoping that we're gonna get another traffic grant from Connecticut Department of Transportation. Yes, please.
Yeah, on the same topic, I had reached out to Chief Ceruto a week or so ago to look at what the statistics were, accidents with injuries, right? So if we're stopping more, what are we creating, are we reducing that? And accidents with injuries are down 15% year over year. So the tactic that the chief implemented seems to be working well.
Wow.
And as we all know, one accident is too many. We continue to drive the efforts for, the biggest way we can make those changes is ourselves and the way we handle how we drive our vehicles. So we just continue to talk about that. And lastly, for me, Katie, is early voting is going to be happening this year, presidential election, starting October 21st, 14 days. The early voting district will be at John Pettibone. You can also able to vote on regular election day as well. If you're ill or if you can't make it, you can also go to the town clerk for absentee ballot as well. So there's all sorts of opportunities for anyone that wants to vote in this presidential election has lots of opportunities to do so. I'll be bringing more information, at least the next two town council meetings, to provide more input on all the town side facilities. We have on the doors different talking points when it comes to early election, early voting. And then any questions, please feel free to call the mayor's office, or you can call the town clerk or the voter registrars.
Great.
Thank you, Katie.
Okay. Let's move to item number 7. I'd like to make the motion that we give permission for William Buckby. He wants permission to close Youngsfield Road, Housatonic Avenue, and Boardman Road partially on Saturday, November 30th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And this is for the Run Santa Run race. And that, of course, is pending traffic authority approval.
Second.
Okay.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you.
Item 7B, I'd like to move to approve the request from the Women's Club of Greater New Milford to close the southern crossover on the green on Saturday, November 2nd, 2024, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the annual Operation Thanksgiving food drive, again pending traffic approval, and that's also in conjunction with the United Way.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions?
Okay, and then finally, item 7C, I'd like to move that we approve the closure of the following roads. Main Street, this is for Parks and Rec, it's Main Street North and South, Church Street, Whittlesey Avenue, Bank Street, and Boardman Terrace on Saturday, October the 26th, 2024, from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. for trunk or treat,
Second.
pending traffic authority approval.
Second to that one.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you.
Item number 8, I'd like to move that we approve the withdrawal of $1,424,000 on a request from the Board of Education Capital Reserve for 2024-2025. And this is for school district items, which there is an attachment in our packets. And Mayor, I guess you can.
Second.
Thank you, Tom. We have a motion and a second, and as you see in your packets, the letter from Chairman Fallenbach concerning the request. Then you have their five-year capital plan. And we've been meeting at least monthly with the Board of Ed when it comes to capital, both long-term, short-term. We talked about these capital requests as well. And we have the Madam Chairman, Superintendent Parlato, if there are any questions, but this is something that's we've been talking about, gone through, and as you can see, these are all capital items that are needed by the district. Chris?
No, I'd just like to say, you know, the list, certainly, it's all capital. I don't think there's anything that I wouldn't question as capital on this, so I appreciate that. Just roughly though, once this is moved out, do you know how much you'll have left in your reserve?
Yes, actually, we currently have $3,582,000 in the capital reserve once this is withdrawn, and thank you for that. As the mayor has indicated, we've had quite a few meetings. That is pending final audit. So if you take that number, withdraw this number, wait until February for final audit, that will be replenished with whatever the final numbers are for our end of the year.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item number 9, I'd like to move that we approve the 2024-2025 recommended recycling fees.
Second.
Second.
I think everybody has a
You got
copy
one,
of that.
Bob.
Yep. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? And thank you, Bob. Great
Thank you.
job you're doing down there.
Awesome.
And Bob, real quick, can you let the council know how many, you know, you started the bottle redemption. About how many bottles have you guys redeemed already?
As of close of business today, we have run through 486,288 bottles and
What?
cans.
What? Again? 482?
486,288 since July 1st.
Since July 1st of this year.
We have enough on the ground to go well over the 500,000 mark.
Wow.
before the end of the year.
Wow. What is wrong with
On
people?
one hand, that's great, on the other hand, that's a real shame.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, yeah.
Really?
It's
Right.
insane.
What it saves is the amazing part. I mean, that, you know, every plastic bottle that comes in doesn't have to be, the petroleum doesn't have to be used to make a new one.
Yeah.
The cans, the aluminum is recyclable forever.
Wow.
The plastic is the same, so, I think that was the state's, they're up about 30% of, over what, the old numbers were about 41% of people would recycle their, redeem their, bottles and cans. Now it's up to about 70%. However, they've increased significantly what is redeemable.
Great.
So now you have juices, you have iced tea, you have Gatorade, you have many, many more items.
My goodness.
So the additional nickel did it, huh?
That helped. It helped a lot. A lot of people are, I mean, we have people bringing in a couple thousand cans. We're currently, we've had 10, 11 fundraisers that we've done from all over. We've done the New Milford High School Band. We're working with the grad party to start a fundraiser for them. We did Lime Rock Park where we got 28,000 bottles and cans over over Labor Day weekend. New Fairfield Boy Scouts, Newtown volleyball, our high school volleyball team, and they all they're bringing in thousands of containers.
And they're not on the ground.
And we.
The road looks so much better.
Yeah.
The roads, I mean, it's amazing.
Actually, our roadside pickup today,
I was just going to talk about
we
that.
picked up 149 redeemables up on Canada Lake Road North, so thank you for that. we appreciate that, and
how many
unfortunately,
pounds of garbage?
there was 161 nips up there. It's a 3.5 mile road, so we expect quite a bit up there. It's down significantly, the roadside cleanup that we're doing. We didn't do a lot in the beginning of the summer because it was just so hot, and having people out there just wasn't safe for them. But now that it's cooled off, we're going out 2 or 3 times a week and trying to get everything cleaned up. We're doing the main roads first, and but the garbage numbers are down significantly from last year.
Really?
The nips are down, but not
That's what
not as much. So
No,
Wow.
not by much.
Unbelievable.
Not, yeah, they're still too easy to throw out the window.
yeah, and it's a pattern. It's before people get home, it's unfortunately what they
Yeah.
do. you know.
Drinking and driving, no problem, right?
That's the scary part of it.
Chris?
Bob, looks like most things stayed the same in terms of the pricing. Some went up. Is there any one thing or 2 things you'd point out to that's a driver on some increased costs?
The only increase is, the last increase we requested was 2 years ago. The only increase we've had since then has been in the price of garbage itself, municipal solid waste. They came out with a cost recovery fee, a fuel surcharge, and a contracted $1.56 per ton that's contracted by HRRA. So those are that's the only thing that went up. All the bulky waste that I dispose of and stuff, those prices have all remained stagnant, so we're not going up. We've had a few challenges we've had 3 fires this year, all caused by lithium-ion batteries. We were fortunate to have, for 2 of the fires, the fire department was very quick to respond, and the containers are self-contained, so we're able to flood them with water and put it out, which was nice. The 3rd one actually caught fire right in the bucket of the payload we have. We were able to put that out with spring water bottles and then redeem the bottles after that.
Did you really?
Of course.
That's a good story.
And since then, we have emergency water now from Public Works, put in some emergency water for us just in case we do need it in the future. We also had 2 radioactive loads this year.
Oh my gosh.
Which requires significant expenditure.
Like
Do you have
medical
a
radiation?
Do you have a Geiger counter or something?
No, what happens is when we go to I haul all our own stuff, obviously to save some money. And when you go across the scale down in Danbury, they have Geiger counters there. And if it goes off, you're just done. There's no, let me look at this, let me look at that. The container becomes quarantined. You have to call in an outfit to come in and locate what it is. And they come from the other side of the state, so you're paying from the time they leave their desk till the time they get back to their desk. The average load costs about $3,000 to get rid of. And both times it was iodine 101, which is used for cancer treatment in cats. So it was actually the kitty litter. Took the guys less than 45 seconds to find it.
Well, that's how cat litter usually is found pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Cat.
Well, they walk around, you dump it, we had to take it to I thank All American Waste for their help. They have a facility up in Waterbury that has a area that's separate, and we're able to dump it there. Then
So they
vacuum
take
the
it out
Geiger
of the
counter.
container and bring it up there?
Yep. And then they remove the iodine, they put it in a container, and it has a 6-month half-life shelf. It has to sit in there for 6 months, and then it's okay. But
My goodness. What we
So-
learned from you, Bob, is amazing.
So,
Really.
so if a cat owner, if they wanted to get rid of that litter in a safer way, how would they go about doing that then?
most veterinarians will tell them when they're treating their animals that it is radioactive material, and they need to just store it in a metal garbage can in their backyard for the 6 months, and then it's fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
I would just also point out to everybody that the cost of the resident annual sticker is $25, which is one of the best bargains in town. So
Then actually this year we're doing an 18-month sticker for $35 to help people save a few dollars.
So what does that mean? The 35, you have a sticker and then what?
The sticker allows you to bring in recycling. It basically that fee basically pays for the cost of the recycling that we
Like
take
any
in.
recycling or just any recycling?
Well, bottles, mixed, what they call mixed recycling, bottles, cans.
So for $35, anybody can bring anything for a year and a half.
Yeah, pretty good deal.
Recyclable.
Unless it's on the list.
Right.
Right. That's what it's for.
Plutonium.
No,
iodine.
the list is in addition to the $35.
Right.
Yeah, okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Any other discussion?
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Okay.
So next,
yeah.
those that may be watching tonight, we have our finance director, Olga. It's her first time, so Olga, welcome, thank you, and excited to have you here. Olga?
Audio?
Yep.
Yes. Good evening, town council members, all members of the public.
Do you want to make it first?
First
Sorry,
first item is the request for current force item. This is just to wrap up our fiscal year 24 closeout. These are items that were already in the fiscal 24 budget, and we're just requesting for those appropriations to be carried in force because all of those projects are still viable and the cost will be forthcoming.
So
I'd
there's a
like to make a
motion?
motion that we carry in force the appropriations that you just made.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you, Olga.
Thank you. Moving on to our monthly update. On the revenue side, we are off to a strong start 2 months into the fiscal year. Even though we are seeing a decline in interest rates, earned interest income is outperforming straight line basis expectations at the moment. The town has also received bands and bonds premium as a result of the recent sale that took place in July. That is all unanticipated revenue, which helps to further strengthen our revenue performance. Tax collections are over 55% as of now, which is expected considering the first installment was due August 1st. So we are on track with our collections. Most departments are trending as expected in their respective revenue accounts. State revenue is coming in on schedule as well. No information to any significant or material fluctuations on that side. Overall, we are currently at 45.6% collected as of August 31st. But again, it is mostly due to tax collections. Do you have any questions regarding revenue side?
Chris?
Olga, thank you for the report. As we know, the Fed just reduced interest rates, and there's talk that they may do 1 or 2 more reductions by the end of the year. Do we expect any of that affecting our budget this year?
Well, the market will be responding, so we are seeing a decrease in interest rates. So far, due to front-loaded collections, even though the interest rates may decline a little bit further, our actual balance in bank accounts have grown significantly, so that will help with our collections and our budget performance. So considering the strong start that we've had so far, even looking forward for the remainder of the year, so far there's no indication that we will not meet or exceed our budget.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Any other questions for Olga? Thank you, Olga.
Thank you.
That's the revenue.
Oh, that was just revenue, right?
Yep.
Moving on to expenditure side, in general, we are trending on budget. 2 months into the fiscal year, that is what we expect to see across all lines. For the salary accounts across departments, you should expect to see about 17% spent because most of our salaries are on a straight line basis. There are some fluctuations in some departments, most of them are expected, and we do know about them. For all other accounts, a straight line does not really apply because we don't spend recurring expenses on a monthly basis. They are more as needed. For some accounts, you may see close to 100% expense, which is expected or normal. For the most part, it's due to open purchase orders. The encumbrances do show as an expense for the budget. So no red flags as of now. We're just moving ahead. And so far, everything is on target.
Any questions for Olga? Thank you, Olga.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Olga.
Thank you.
Thank you. Best update in years.
Item 11, I'd like to move that we accept a solar monetary donation.
Thank you.
Second?
Second?
Thank you. I've been speaking with Andrew Keller from Solar Garden, and they've been working on some solar projects throughout the area, Santa Energy. And for some of these solar projects, they need to offload some of the energy to other towns in a monetary aspect. So they'd asked about New Milford. What does that mean for us? So basically, long story to short, is we'll be receiving an additional $20,000 a year just to be a part of it. No strings, no nothing. It's going to be coming from the Connecticut NRES program. So my recommendation would be, with this $20,000 that we get every year, we should apply that towards our ESG solar energy lease payment that we make annually.
Right. They'll bring it.
Makes sense to me.
Is there some sort of, have they forwarded some sort of contract or anything to us, or?
Yep, Randy's reviewed the contract,
Okay.
so
So how long is this contract?
20 years.
$20,000 a year for 20 years.
Yep.
We have to.
I need to see it before I can comment.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right.
No, I won't be here with us.
Okay.
I don't know, Alex.
Okay, so.
All in favor?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you.
Item 11B, I'd like to move that we set a town meeting concerning the ARPA funds. A suggested date would be October 15th at 6:30 PM.
Do I have a second for discussion?
Second.
Thank you. We already approved these ARPA requests that we repurposed, but in speaking with Olga to keep the same processes that we have before, which includes the town meeting, we're going to the ones that we approved on Town Council and Board of Finance. We're also going to hold the town meeting to keep it the same as we had with the original appropriation. So we have a motion and a second for the date. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any against? My
Or
goodness.
abstention.
Any abstentions?
What
Thank you.
happens when you relax a little bit?
Okay.
Like that.
Item 11C, I'd like to move that we accept forming a permanent cultural district, accepting the ordinance to form a permanent cultural district, and that would be,
Oh, we got Randy, he's gonna.
oh, you want to change this, go ahead.
Well, I don't, this wasn't on my watch, so I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Uh-oh.
The charter revision that was done revised section 705. And what that said is that the town council can create a permanent committee. That charter revision did not repeal section 903. Section 903 requires a town meeting to create a permanent committee. Mayor, Firm and I caucused on this as well. And it's your call, an ambiguity, and I just did this research case on it. An ambiguity truly exists here. In other words, when one provision is at war with another provision, the legislative body, the deliberative body, has to make a determination as to the interpretation to follow. But I cannot tell you that one should trump the other, no pun intended. But the fact is that there are two charter provisions that are at war with each other. One says you need a town meeting in order to create a permanent committee. Some of you don't remember that from the old charter. And the new charter provision says that you don't. Says that it's a majority of the entire town council. My opinion is that the new charter meant that that's a progression of where the dialectic should, I don't want to get into the legislative determination, but that is generally a determination, the newest iteration is generally a determination of where the legislative body wants that to be. But I can't ignore the fact that that's in there, 903. So I respectfully leave it to your discretion to make a determination. How will the judge interpret this? I don't know. Some of them seem like they know the law school.
Judge?
But the fact is, I don't think anybody's gonna appeal this. But the reality is that there's that ambiguity, just so you know.
So, but that was even, the public
I'd like
hearing
to
doesn't have
move
anything to do with
that
it.
We
we
had a public
accept
hearing, right?
the new charter's designation and get this over with.
It's written that way to form it as a permanent.
And that's the latest iteration, that's the newest.
The motion is based on the newest version.
Okay, that's,
So that's what you're saying, right?
yes.
So we have a motion.
Well, Katie started, so did you drop your motion, Katie? You started it and then.
I started it, but Randy I forgot Randy had to tell you something, so now I'll go back to it. And the 21 days, of course, is so that we have the opportunity to get there with the ordinance in the first
Yeah,
place.
21 days is mandatory in any respect, however you create an ordinance.
Okay, so
21st day after publication.
So, back to it, Stephanie, I'd like to move that we approve the formation of accepting the ordinance to form a permanent cultural district committee and with the appointment of the following members. And please note, the official appointments will be made when the ordinance is finally enacted in 21 days. And I'm assuming, side note, Attorney DeBella, if for any reason this was not enacted in 21 days,
Well, it has to be published, and if it's not published, it can't be enacted on the 21st day.
okay, just make sure.
The law is that, under our charter, the 21st day after publication.
Got it. Just to make sure everybody knows that's important. The following people will be on this cultural district committee: Betty Lou Mandler and Deborah Rose, Valerie Lorimer, Jason Roberts, Leba Furman, Ellen Newman, Amy Birkin, Olga Rella, Susan Lynn Williams Kellogg, and Katie Francis.
Is there no term?
Second.
No terms yet?
No, it's not enacted yet.
Yeah.
So Tom seconded it?
Yep.
Any other discussion?
So just the question, and I agree, I don't think anybody's gonna appeal this, but since we have this potential conflict, should we be doing something to the charter that would prevent maybe the next permanent committee of maybe having an issue?
You can only do it by way of charter revision.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Why don't you ever have easier answers?
I must have cut that class.
But what you said, though, what I think a normal thinking person would realize, that a change at a later time is meant to be the improvement, which is what Bob
We
was
don't
saying.
always.
Yeah, it's called legislative.
Well, that's true, it's not always an improvement, right? Well,
Okay.
Got a vote?
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you, everyone.
great. Item 11D would be an update from the mayor on the economic
And-
development.
Okay, if it's the leisure of the council, I'd like to, before my update, if we could have former Mayor Furman give us an update on the economic development website.
Website, let's do that. That'd be D2. Feel with me.
Yeah, I take a second, you ever put into
Sure, why don't I can,
I
sure.
want people up.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So a couple of things, new businesses that are to be coming into town. Planet Fitness is gonna be taking over the old TJ Maxx at Stables Plaza. Scheduled for opening as of right now, tentatively summer of next year. Max BMW, their largest BMW bike dealership in the country. They are actually expanding, and they're going to be also creating a KTM bike dealership as well within the facility. So congratulations to Max and the whole crew, and excited for that. Going into statistics, state unemployment rate. August 24th, the state average is 3.4%. In New Milford, we are at 3.1%, so we're below the state average. Total employment for New Milford would be 14,956. Employed is 14,494. Unemployed is 462, and obviously we want to try and do whatever we can for those that aren't unemployed to get the skills and the things needed to become employed. I know it was brought up before in our public hearing that we had. the best of the best that the Economic Development Corporation had. At our meeting here this evening. I want to congratulate the winners of the best, and this is done by the Economic Development Corporation. And Dan O'Keefe, who is the Commissioner of the Department of Economic Development. He's also the Chief Innovation Officer for the state. He was there. And the best of the best awards under Jamie's Wine and Spirits. They had the Big Heart Award for generosity and their commitment to the community. Housatonic River Brewing, owned by Dave and Diane Littlefield, they were honored with the Project of the Year, recognizing their continued build-out of Housatonic River Brewery. Joe Salon, owned by Karen Ross, was presented the Business of the Year Award, recognizing her emphasis on education for her employees and commitment to giving back. Yardscapes, owned by Shane Newman, was presented the Employer of the Year, recognizing the company's reputation as a top landscaping company and top employer. And Company, opened first by Bobby Joe Beers and now owned by Melissa Martins, was honored with the Partner of the Year Award, recognizing the company's work to tirelessly expand and company's community and local artisans. That's where our pop-up New Milford is stationed as well. And also, we talked a little bit before, Apple Fest will be coming on, I believe, in speaking with Pat Hembrook, I think we're up to, I believe it's almost 50 vendors for this event. And there's also all sorts of things that are Apple will be there, all sorts of good foods, cakes. Please come down. The New Milford Chamber of Commerce has some things going on. Women, Wine, and Wheel is going to be September 28th, 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m.
Where's that?
Clay and Play, I was going to get to that.
Oh, sorry.
Clay and Play, October 5th, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. The New Milford River Run 5K and Kids Superhero Sprint, which is going to be at Riverfest, October 5th, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Senior Clay Hand Building, October 8th, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then Unlocking the Facts, Z-Bound and Your Weight Loss Journey, October 8th, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. If you'd like to know more about all those, Katie.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me.
You can go to newmilford-chamber.com/
Oh, it's chamber.
or you can call Bob 860-354-6080.
Right.
And again,
Women, Wine, and Wheels?
Women, Wine, and Wheel. And Wheel.
Wheel, that's
Wheel,
what I thought
just
you
a
said.
wheel, not wheel. And lastly, as you can see, the mayor's going to talk a little bit about our economic development website. This also dovetails with our tourism and community website, which is New Milford Now. Mayor?
Peggy, should we shut one of the lights on? Did you see better?
This looks perfect.
So, this is a project that we, and the we includes Mayor Bass, who wanted the project to be done. He put together a committee which included myself, Stephen Gasso, I think you remember from Sustainable Connecticut, and the New Milford Now project, Oli Karp from the Economic Development Commission, and Buck Whiteway was a great big help on this also. And so we worked together and we retained a consultant who specializes in economic development websites and called the Golden Shovel. It's a great name for someone looking for good economic development. And so this is our first launch of this. We wanted to keep it in line with the New Milford Now website so that we can start to have continuity across all of our websites and look the same. And this picture is actually the same is the first picture on the New Milford Now website. So here is obviously New Milford Economic Development. There's a search function there. This is home. This hooks into, and I'm just going to click through real quick. You're going to visit. I was told I could, yeah, there we go. That takes you to the New Milford Now site. It opens in a new window, so you never lose this window. Then you can go to the town website. You all know what that looks like. The chamber website, Advanced Connecticut, which is full of all kinds of great things for businesses, all kinds of grants, programs, incentives. And actually, this site was done by the same consultant that we used. And then to the state of Connecticut, which obviously has the DECD, DEP for brownfield information, all kinds of different information that a builder would use. Contact us today. This rings into the mayor's office on the economic development line. And so it's answered New Milford Economic Development. And so the mayor and his office are fielding the calls that come in. So the homepage, businesses grow here. And then it's a, what do you call it, a gallery. So businesses grow here. Say yes to New Milford. Unfortunately, this screen is limiting the view here. Say yes to New Milford. Affordable homes. New Milford is 21% open space. And we're ahead of the curve for a small town. New Milford is diverse, inclusive, forward-thinking, and thriving. The mayor mentioned that the commissioner of DECD was at our Best of the Best dinner, and one of the points he made is that businesses are looking for quality of life for themselves and for their employees. And that is certainly something that New Milford has hands down in the region, and I think in the state, and as the mayor says, it's the best one in the country. So you continue down the page, and we have a quote from Mayor Bass, why New Milford is so wonderful. I'm not going to read these things to you because, I'll share the website, you can all go through. If you go down, you see a location map and some facts, our population, our median age, how many workers we have, what our median home value is. This is a film that I'm not going to play for you, but it talks about New Milford and lots of different facets in New Milford. We already had it in our, Katie, you look like you want to ask a question.
Who made the film?
It was done, I can't even remember.
Well, I see a face up in the corner, but I can't tell who it is.
Oh, interesting. Tom Allen. Oh, interesting. It's off of his Facebook page. We'll have to change that. But a lot of the photos that you're seeing are by Tom Allen.
Good.
So, and then there's a section with some of the latest news. This was just in the paper the other day that the Max BMW is going to be opening a KTM dealership. This is about the Elephant's Trunk. We're the safest city in New Milford. So it's just a few of them. And then there's some quotes from different users or people about why New Milford's so wonderful. I love New Milford. We can hike in New Milford. We can do this in New Milford. It's one of the best towns. And it's a website called Niche, which a lot of businesses use because they have metrics for every town in the country, actually. You go down, here's our historic town green. And there's click-throughs to other pages. This is, again, vacation where you live, your minutes from recreation, rivers. Find adventure in New Milford's parks. There we are at Candlewood Lake. And dining in Connecticut, that we are, our restaurants, we're rated #1 all the time, and it's a great place to eat. So that's the homepage. Now, we go to About New Milford. And it first starts and talks about our team. We have the Development Services team, the New Milford Economic Commission, the corporation. We have some quotes from the manager of Kimberly Clark at the Mill, plans for future growth. Most of this copy and these points come from various studies that we've had done, either Camoin study, the Plan of Conservation and Development, other things that have been ongoing, the Riverfront study as well. We talk about our partners, which again are the Corp and the Commission. And then these are all other partners that people can go to in the state, throughout the state. The Chamber is here, Connecticut Innovations, SCORE. The Chamber is here twice. We have to, this needs to be changed. Okay. Make a list for me someone, and we'll make sure we change that logo. And then you come down to the bottom, and there's more click-throughs for things if you'd like. So there's always something to look at about. a community profile, because that's what they all want to see. What sets New Milford apart is that we're a vibrant town center. We're well positioned for sustainable and innovative growth in the following sectors. This is kind of what we're looking to bring into the community. And then just facts and figures about New Milford.
Leva,
Yes?
is there anything mentioned about the fact that this town is probably the most volunteer
Yes, we
driven?
get to that under community spirit.
Oh, that's where I thought you were.
No, this is
okay.
this is statistics. So median age, housing and income, housing growth, housing occupied versus rented. So a lot of facts and figures, and then they can actually go and see the actual data in charts.
Great.
The source is from something called ESRI, which is a it's kind of like the same thing as the geo maps that we use. Everything's based on the data there. And so those figures change as the data changes. ESRI so it's locked into here. Here's our workforce, different types of businesses, education, commuter time. There's a lot of data here for people to see. And last but not least, contact us. Then we go to life in New Milford. Okay, so the charms, the civic culture and cultural offerings, and then these blocks come up over and over again. So we have a chapter on housing, on education, on healthcare.
Can you click on education?
Sure. This one we can use some better pictures for, but this is always changing. So it talks about career training. We have a couple of Board of Ed people here. Maybe you can help me get some pictures for this section. We talk about, it's a great school system, has lots of training opportunities. We have adult education, enrichment and general interest classes, the Excel program, the Western Connecticut Academy for International Studies, about New Milford High School, 92% graduation rate. We have Abbott Tech, lots of extracurricular activities, the McCarthy Observatory, and then you can click through to each of the school's websites. They're there, and then if you go further down, it talks about higher education within 50 miles. And we have our area private schools as well. So, this gives you a really robust look at education. I'll do housing really quickly. History meets affordability. We have lots of kinds of housing, and so we talk about it and different housing opportunities. Again, these are like introductory kind of pages. Here's healthcare. We have robust healthcare. We have New Milford Hospital. We have the VNA. We have the Wheels program. We have continuing care facilities, and we have a fabulous health district taking care of our health here in New Milford. Downtown. Here we are. Welcome to downtown. And it talks about the things we have here. Community spirit. The most remarkable thing about downtown New Milford is the sense of community. Katie, we'll put in a section that talks about the volunteerism here.
Well, one thing when I tell people about New Milford is that they're everything. We're right now in this room, we're all volunteers running this, right? And the mayor and of course other people are paid, but all our boards and commissions and many of the
organizations
you mentioned. All of those things wouldn't happen without that. And I think now more and more families are looking for that.
Yeah.
Okay?
So we'll put that in we'll go and put a section in there for that. That's easy.
That'd be great.
Farmers market, the town green, shopping, that we have lots of shopping areas and whatever. We didn't want it, we kept it generic because you can't just take one store or one, business and push them, because then all the other businesses would like the same. Annual events, and this can be expanded upon. We have Goat Days, the Arts Festival, Maple Fest, Tree Lighting, River Fest, the Housatonic Dug Race. We can put in Apple Fest, the Irish Fest. This can continue to grow, so we can have, we have a ton of fests in this town.
What happens if you click on that duck race? Because technically it's really the Rotary Club, Great Housatonic Duck Race.
So it's gonna take you to,
There it is. Okay, good. Thanks.
and it's gonna
The
take you
website. Thank you.
to the website, to the Rotary website. Where were we? That was,
Yeah, right there. Farms.
Local farms.
Nice picture.
Beautiful picture.
Mr. Allen, I mean, he takes fabulous pictures. So we talk about, we have a farmland and preservation committee. We have 2,700 acres in farmland. And again, we couldn't, we just did visit our farms and then talks about the farms. And then when you go here, it's the farmers market. Oh, I gotta fix that link. It's supposed to go to the farmland preservation list of farms, but Sullivan Farm, the New Milford Barn Trail, Quill Trail. And this is, I'll visit New Milford now for a directory of local farms and whatever. So we're keen really into the that website as well. Recreation. Who's our hero there? Who's our hero? New Milford has space to spread out and enjoy. We talk about some of our different parks, and then winter, spring, summer, and fall. We just, in general, touch upon, you can do skiing, snowboarding, snowshoeing, sledding, tubing in winter. Nearby Mohawk Mountain is, here. In the spring, kayaking, canoeing, fishing. In the summer, it's all about the water. And in the autumn, it's a beautiful time to enjoy the foliage. So, it gives you a nice feel for the town. Shopping. Lots of treasures. So we have local flavors to unique finds. We have Savor Your Finds, so you can go and, sit down and eat and enjoy yourself. An outdoor cafe if you want. The antique trail that we have here in New Milford. There's name brand shopping, so if you want to go to Kohl's or Target, well, not Target, but Kohl's or Home Goods or whatever, we have that. And then we have the Elephant's Trunk, which is, we all know about that. And it's a national site, actually, with all the featuring it's getting on TV. And then last but not least is cost of living. So New England charm at a more moderate price, that, we're an affordable community to live in. Our cost of living is below the statewide average. And then, other pages have the figures to, back that up. Businesses in New Milford. You are recognized official Marina and 143 West Street there. So unlock new opportunities in New Milford. It's a business destination for sustainable growth. Again, we talk about the different kinds of industries we would like to see come here. One of the key advantages is our proximity to major metropolitan areas. We're close to New York. We have access to Boston, Hartford, and so it goes on. And then these pages will reappear again. So business incentives. We have our tax incentive policy, our municipal tax abatement, our facade improvement grant program. Through the corporation, we're linked into the Hartford Economic Development Corporation's loan program that we can refer people to, and then these are statewide incentives.
Can you go to the Angel Investor?
Which one? Angel Investor Tax Program? That's through the, I think that one's through, no, it's an actual Connecticut Innovations Program. So
that one is interesting.
I'll send you the link.
No,
Yeah, I'm teasing you, Sal.
So, Leva, do we have, and I don't know if it would belong on this website or the town website, but once a business decides they want to locate here,
Yes.
is there something online that guides them through the process of planning, zoning, and all of that?
That's actually in the web portal that you would use to apply.
Okay.
Within the town website itself, not in the economic development.
And it'll show them where it's at,
when it is.
what they need to provide in terms of documentation, et
We're
cetera?
gonna be working on doing an FAQ that will be housed in there
Okay,
for exactly that reason too.
okay.
And then
Yeah, 'cause-
also, what's still to come that we talked with the company about is a developer's guide. You know, that will be up on here as well.
A what?
A developer's guide.
Okay,
So it'll do the same thing, it'll take you through that.
Is there a section of our arts, is that the down, it might have been, I missed it, in the downtown or life or way of life? We have a lot
A
of,
separate cultural one?
well, I don't know, is there one? You know, because we have theater, we have art.
Yeah, we can
installations.
add that, you know, we can make well, I think cultural, we'll put it under culture, because then we can wrap a lot of things, so. Are you taking notes, Stephanie, so I'll remember these things? I'll record it, okay. Okay, so incentives, relocate, you know, we have,
Set the train tracks.
so,
Set the
well,
train.
you're coming.
Okay.
So the first point of contact is the Development Services Team. I'm trying to get Mayor Bass and our Development Services Team for a picture, which will be going in that location, so you'll see who our team is, and all the different state industries. And there will be a link here, Chris, you're right, that they can go to the website that the mayor was referring to. So that's why this is a soft launch right now, so we're just, your comments are quite good, so thank you. What else was here? Okay, site selection. So we talk about how, you know, our proximity to other places that we, you know, believe it or not, we're within 80 miles of 10 million people. I mean, that's a big market out there for some people. Companies, I mean, that's one of the reasons Kimberly-Clark came here, because they could, you know, ship everywhere from here in their region. And we have an educated workforce, we have available properties, an expedited permitting process. And so these are the different subheads that are under site selection. So
What's under
we'll start with, we'll go through them all. Property searches first. So that takes you to the site selector, which is a state of Connecticut site selecting site. And if businesses list themselves, and they have to be encouraged to, it's either for rent, for sale, or land. So people can go here and look for what's available right now on the market. Then we talk a little bit about Riverfront, that there's a vision for it. And, you know, they can contact the Office of Economic Development, which is at the mayor's office. The target industries we're looking for, again, we repeat them: retail, restaurants, grocery stores, clothing stores. These are the things that came out of the Camoin study and have been substantiated by just further, you know, research, are the areas where we feel that we can grow. We're actually putting an emphasis on film and digital media as well, with all the filming that's going on in this town in the past few years. It's amazing. Industry opportunities, light manufacturing. So that gives you a sense of that. Location advantages. Why should we come here? What do you have that no one else has? Well, the town of New Milford, according to Kimberly-Clark, has large proximity to many markets. And Hal Kerfis, who's one of the leading commercial real estate agents in the area, you know, has done a lot of business here, and he says they choose New Milford for the well-educated workforce and proximity to the major markets. So what are our location advantages? Our strategic connectivity, a competitive per square foot cost, our quality of life, our abundance of recreation. We have a diverse population, sound municipal government. There it is, guys, the AA+ rating from Moody's. Is it AA or AAA?
Triple.
Triple.
Took
Oh.
away an A.
Typo. Okay. All right. We have an active freight rail, and we have a local business focus. So, let's see. Transportation. Again, Kimberly Clark talking about our transportation. We have our road system, I-84, US 7, 67202. The town is maintaining its local roads and sidewalks, ensuring smooth connectivity for businesses and commuters. We have the freight rail. We actually are not that far from airports. Danbury Municipal Airport is like 15 miles away. Candlelight Farms is a private airport that's here. And within 50 miles, you can get to Westchester County, you can get to Tweed, Bradley, et cetera, LaGuardia, JFK. So, you know, we're easy for people to do business here. What else do we have? And ports. They felt, the consultants felt we should include this too, because some people receive their goods from the ports and then ship them up here. So that's our transportation. And taxes. We have more affordable taxes, and we compared ourselves to New Milford, Newtown, Torrington, and Waterbury. And the sources are from the annual Connecticut profiles that they do every year. Who does that? The state does that through one of their companies. So, and then it goes down again to the bottom here. There's always something at the bottom. Workforce. We're almost done, everybody. I'm sorry I'm taking so much time, but I wanted you to see it. We can actually look for another picture as well. That's.
Where does she work?
I forget.
Where?
Mayor's office, she said. So, you know, Connecticut is the second best school system in the nation, according to Wallet Hub. Connecticut is the third most educated workforce. We have the best community college system. So, you know, within a tight radius, educational opportunities for workforce development abound. And it takes us down to area talent. And this is actually from the workforce development group the regional group. I forget the name offhand, but it's down here somewhere. Our talent pool. Again, Kimberly Clark talks about that, you know, we draw our workforce from around here, and there's skilled trades as well as people in management, manufacturing operations. And here's information about the workforce. So we have this many businesses in town, this many people employed, workers 16 plus, and then the sectors that they work in. And, you know, so some of it, you know, is on another page, but it reinforces it when it comes here, if you're looking strictly for that kind of information. Our major employers are Kimberly Clark is one of them. So we have Kimberly Clark, Vision Engineering, Neeltran, New Milford Hospital. The town is, combined with the education, you know, system, is one of the largest employers, as is Canterbury School, Candlewood Valley, and Village Crest. So Walmart, Big Y, Home Depot, and Super Stop and Shop. So we have a mix from the retail to the educational, some scientific. Neeltran is actually now, has another name as well. They've been bought out by a national company or international company, and so they're really quite the company. It's not a local company anymore. It's big companies having offices here in the area, but they grew. That's how businesses grow in New Milford. You start out as a local business, and, you know, some of them become acquired by bigger and bigger. And then last, we have a section on just higher education, which we talk, again, we go through like all this, but this time they're organized by state. So in Connecticut, you can go to all those schools. In Massachusetts, in New York. So it kind of, you know, shows that we have a lot of educational opportunities. We still need to kind of meet with the high school and get a section up about the program and their career tracks that they're working on and how they're, you know, funneling people into the workforce as well. So there's still work to do. And then last but not least is the news center. So we have this up again. Some of them are new, some of them are old. These are the dates of the articles. And
so it'll be current to a degree, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, the News Times, which is the paper that covers us the most, you need a subscription for some of them. So they do tell you that you need that, but it's a part of the Hearst chain. So if you are into Hearst, I think you can get into it, and so probably a lot of people are. Adaptive reuse for East Street School. Dino Lux is reopening. Dairy Queen is here. The grant that we're getting for the electric vehicles is here. The Elephant's Trunk, the River Brewery is taking over Danbury, brewery. So, there's tons of news here we put up. And I subscribe to Google Alerts for New Milford, so whenever a news story comes out and I get alerted to it, I can send it off to them and it gets posted. So, so that pretty much, my friends, is the website.
Leva, that is really a great job.
Great job.
Yeah, well, we had a good team. So I'll send you all the link, and then we can, I'll take your comments and we can make it even better. And if anyone has pictures they'd like to share that they think would, help the site, we're always looking for that too.
Awesome.
And the last thing I want to say is that we now, through this company, have a program where once a month we will meet with them online, through Zoom and whatever, and this will get continually updated, continually changed, so it's not a static site. It also, if you hit the Contact Us section, if you contact us here,
Where does it go to?
they have and you fill that out, it will go into a database that we can start to send to people. If we start doing a constant contact or a MailChimp kind of mailings. And also, on the back end, we will know who looked at the site,
So
what they looked at,
what are the statistics?
and we can follow them up. So if someone was looking at the site and we don't hear from them, we can go, oh, hi, Mr. XYZ Corporation Chairman. We saw that you were kind of looking at New Milford. We'd like to talk to you some
Did
more.
anybody look at this yet?
Pardon me?
Did anybody look at this yet?
It's not live yet. It's like we're in a soft launch, yeah.
I
So
thought
I'm
it's
just
live.
letting you know.
All right.
Yes. So, I mean, it's a great, so the site will continue, and every 4 years, they will do a free update from top to bottom, this company.
Very nice.
So,
Golden
Yeah.
shovel.
golden shovel.
Mayor?
Mayor,
Mayor,
we have the Wild and Scenic Housatonic River,
river, correct.
which ends right
Right
here.
at Boardman's Bridge.
So it'll be a connection, recreation.
We can list that there too, thank you.
Alex, did you have?
Yeah, I just, with so many economic development tags on things in New Milford, how do we make sure people will get to this page? Because there's the corporation, there are different things that come up when you search economic development in
Right,
New Milford.
right.
How will people get to this?
Well, first of all, the SEO on this is quite impressive.
Okay.
So this will, once it's out there, it will come up live. I mean, everything to the size of the picture, I had to be like no more than 110, whatever, pixels, because that's better for your search. I mean, I learned so much about SEO, and how you label every picture, and it's incredible. So that will be, but they all will have, they have links to each other as well. This, if you will go on to the town's website for the economic development, it will hook to this.
Okay, good.
Okay, we've been working with David Watson on that to
Right.
coordinate it all.
That's, I wanted to make sure it
Yeah,
didn't
the
get.
audience that we're trying to get for the business section, they're more than likely going to come to the town site first. When they come to the town site, it's gonna automatically, when you click on business, it's gonna take them to this site here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I,
Yeah. All right, well, thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very
Good job.
good.
Thank you, thank you.
Shut this off.
Motion to adjourn?
wait.
Second.
Run the call.
Did you forget the pool?
What?
What?
Did you forget one there?
Oh,
We have more, or this is it?
not this.
Well, Alex said something real quick.
I just, wonderful news about some of the businesses that have closed reopening. And I think that, we always hear all the wonderful good news, but occasionally this group should probably also hear when someone closes. Because we need to know that as well. The Windmill Diner, for example. I mean, I think we need, in addition to your other economic development conversations, hearing from you also who we might have lost. because,
As a former business owner, okay, I also think that it behooves the person, because it's a private enterprise, that you should get permission when it comes to announcing whether or not they decide to close or not, because it's a private entity, a private business. And maybe they don't want to be exposed to do that.
so when other businesses come in, that you get permission?
Absolutely, before I go ahead and announce that. That's why sometimes you may see conjecture prior to me talking to you or talking to the public. It's because I haven't gotten the permission from the business owner yet. Because it's their business, it's private property, it's their thing.
And that's
So-
really good to hear from you, because,
Absolutely.
you know, it sounds like everything's perfect, which we know it isn't. And if we can get permission, I think we need to know what's happening in town, and we don't really have as much coverage as we used to in the past.
Absolutely.
And not everybody goes searching online.
But if, well, the newspaper does cover some, but
Most
would
of
you
it,
go out and
most of it.
ask people when you see somebody close? I mean, that's what you want.
But I can understand a lifetime business, windmill diner, they're retiring.
Right, they did
Right.
make it public.
So
It's something to
that
honor.
I could see. Yep.
All right, we have a motion on the table.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed, abstained. Thank you, everyone.